And check out the scenes today in Flagstaff, Arizona. Yeah, the snowblower is going, plenty of slush on the streets, and folks are dealing with an early dose of winter. A lot of folks are enjoying this because we do need plenty of snow to help with the long-term drought out here in the West. They pick up a lot of the moisture in wintertime snow, even though we're a couple of days before the official beginning of winter. That was from earlier today. Let's go live to Flagstaff. Reporter Veronica Sanchez is standing by live, and it's looking like, you know, a holiday postcard behind you, Veronica, looking like definitely more snow is still falling in the forecast.
Yeah, a lot of people have been saying that. And you know what? We just got done with one powerful storm. Another one is rolling through here tomorrow. All
right, thanks. That is Veronica Sanchez live tonight from Flagstaff, Arizona. And Jim, this is just the beginning of a long-term stormy event across parts of the West.
Yeah, I don't know how tall Veronica is, but by the time they're said and done, that snow could easily eclipse the top of her hat. So it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing unfolds. And because it's not just one storm that we're dealing with, we've got another one in the pipeline here. This is the new, if you will, outlook in winter storm warning, watches, and weather advisories. Yes, look at the I-5 corridor. Advisory, watch, warning north of Portland, warning into Washington State, watch, all the way up into Seattle, under a warning. So yeah, this is meaning that the snow is going to be pretty doggone low and through here. Not much happening right now at all. As a matter of fact, nothing's happening right now. But tomorrow afternoon, this thing rolls in. At the same time, we see the storm that's off the coast in the southwest roll in. And this is the one that's going to hammer Veronica and Mike, who are up in Flagstaff this evening. And, you know, interestingly enough, as cold as the air is at the surface, I still think there's enough instability for some thunderstorms here. So we need to watch this from Phoenix back through Yuma and into Southern California. We may have some of these approaching severe limits. So it's certainly something to watch, especially if we get any kind of sunshine in here. Forget it, Katie, bar the door. Starting to see some of the precipitation show up in earnest a little bit as we look offshore of the LA basin this evening. And this is what's coming in. And that's why the flash flood watches are posted. And even notice, again, case in point, certainly signs of deeper, heavier showers. As cool as the surface air is, it's colder aloft. All right, interesting too, because as this upper air low comes over Southern California, we could easily get snow even down to 1,500 feet, which is amazing. The mountains, yeah, we get crushed. December, not so much, but annually, there is typically a pretty decent amount of snow in the mountains outside of LA. But as you come down the mountains, it's a whole different story in through here. So, I mean, it's very rare to get even a couple of inches of snow in the hills outside of Los Angeles, and we may very well get that. All right, here's the storm on Wednesday. Again, watch out for severe, heavy rain, flooding possible over toward the Phoenix area, really from along the I-5 corridor in through here. Flagstaff getting crushed with snow, maybe even some thunder snow during the afternoon. This is a very, very cold, unstable system which will be coming down and through here. Paul? Paul, there you are. I knew you were somewhere within the vastness of this place.
I'm easy to overlook. You know,
yeah, real easy. As my neck has to be adjusted every time I work with you, buddy.
You're talking snow in the west, even the snow level's down to 1,000 feet in LA tonight and tomorrow. But out towards the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, we got winter weather here as well. In fact, 23 states across the regions here are under some sort of winter weather advisory. Now let's take a look at why. Yeah, dealing with some freezing rain, some sleet, but also plenty of snow. Chicago picking up between 3 and 5 inches of snow, slowly tapering off now. But man, if you're trying to fly to, through, or from Chicago, either Midway or O'Hare, whew, you know, if you made it through, more power to you. It was a rough day traveling, and expect a pretty rough day across the New York City airports. Newark, even down towards Teterboro, even Islip, at JFK, LaGuardia, even White Plains, all dealing with kind of a mixed bag. Right now, it's some say snow north and west of I-95. They got corridor dealing with some freezing rain, some sleets, and then again, eventually that turns over to rain tomorrow. And right now, the biggest problem with the ice right here in central and southern PA. Freezing rain and a very icy go across the PA Turnpike at this point. Here's the forecast. Again, the good news about this ice, it's going to be kind of a quick hitter. Coming in tonight and kind of leaving throughout the morning tomorrow, so it's not going to stick around. We're not going to have a prolonged ice event, but eventually warming up some rain across the I-95 corridor, and then the colder air comes crashing in behind this system. As we head back towards the Midwest, we're also dealing with some tapering off snow showers tonight. And overall, we can still pick up many areas, maybe 1 to 3 inches more tonight. But throughout the day and throughout really by the late morning hours tomorrow, we'll start saying goodbye to that snow as it pushes across the Great Lakes and into the interior of the Northeast and New England.
Paul, we have got top 10 to go. We are up to number 4. I couldn't even sleep last night thinking about it. You know it's got to be another hurricane. It's been a busy season.
Well, we are counting down the top weather stories of 2008. And here's a recap. Number 10 was the tornado that ripped down through downtown Atlanta. Number 9, the wildfires that tore through Southern California last month. Thousands of people were forced out of their homes. Number 8, a May tornado outbreak. An EF4 twister tore apart Pitcher, Oklahoma, killing 6 people. And number 7, cities across the Midwest were swallowed up by floodwater. Now, heavy rains fell in mid-March, damaging and destroying thousands of homes. Number 6, Tropical Storm Faye. It was the 6th named storm of the 2008 Atlantic hurricane season. And a number 5 slot, well, we have the Memorial Day weekend tornado outbreak that hit the Great Plains and the Midwest. Now, on Memorial Day alone, 82 tornadoes touched down. Many of them were killers. And the worst, an EF5 tornado brought 250-mile-per-hour winds to Parkersburg, Iowa. And right now, it's time to reveal number 4, and that's Hurricane Gustav.
In late August, Hurricane Gustav was taking dead aim at Louisiana.
So I think a lot of people took the warnings very seriously this time, and they said they weren't going to take any chances. They didn't want a repeat of what happened with Katrina.
An estimated 1.9 million people evacuated from southern Louisiana. 200,000 of those from New Orleans. Whether they left on their own or by train or bus, it was the largest evacuation in Louisiana history.
New Orleans was a ghost town 2 days before the hurricane even struck.
New Orleans dodged the worst of Gustav, despite one scare when water began splashing over the flood walls at the Industrial Canal.
Gustav was a test for New Orleans. Unfortunately, putting all of our focus on New Orleans and certainly the past history of hurricanes in New Orleans led us to take our eyes a little bit off of the capital city, Baton Rouge, and they got hammered.
It wasn't only Louisiana that suffered. Gustav caused a surge up to 10 feet along the Mississippi coast.
It really did some major damage down on the coast, tremendous beach erosion.
When it made landfall near Cocodrie, Louisiana on September 1st, it was a strong Category 2, causing a tremendous amount of wind and water damage.
We had the largest power outage in Louisiana history at one time, 750,000 people. So Gustav certainly made an impact on Louisiana.
And then it did a lot of crop damage as well and moved inland and affected Arkansas and many other states with heavy rain and strong winds.
Gustav may make history in another way as well. It went from a tropical depression to a hurricane in 15 hours, which if verified would be the record. At its peak intensity, it was a Category 4 with winds estimated at 150 miles an hour. So while many may think Gustav did not do much damage because it spared New Orleans, it definitely left its mark.